guys with a beard. My name is Michael. With me always my lovely co-host Janus.
Hi there, good evening.
And this is our quick and easy review for Doctor Strange. Warning before, we won't hold back for any spoilers, so we just start talking as always. If you didn't watch the movie,
Too bad.
too bad, there will be spoilers. That's part of it. To start with, the easy question first. Janus, did you like the movie?
It was pretty good actually, I did enjoy it.
You had fun?
I had fun, Doctor Strange looked like Doctor Strange. Casting was pretty good.
It was indeed.
And I'd maybe put it in my top 5
Of the Marvel movies.
of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
In the top 5 of 14 movies, that's actually not bad.
Oh,
so let's
America great again? Or?
Well, yes, please. No, it was just a joke. Should I cut it out? I don't know. Anyway, so what's the story? Before I read the official story, let's hear your version of the story, our version. So
obviously, the origin story was pretty faithful to the comics in the sense of the accident and him losing the ability to operate. He was a very successful daughter.
He was a very successful daughter, I guess, before his operation into a man.
Operation, yeah, in Nepal, yeah, and no, it was in that sense they didn't do anything especially strange. Of course, I mean, you only have a couple of hours to make the movie, so you can't really dig into the whole story. But I mean, they didn't do anything flamboyant, and that would put you off. It was pretty good.
Important thing is that he started without a beard and then got one.
Yeah.
It's like very important to us.
Yeah, one guy with a beard.
At least he has one. There's Marvel's Doctor Strange following. Was the story of the talented neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Vincent Strange, who after a tragic car accident must put ego aside and learn the secrets of a hidden world of mysticism and alternate dimensions. Based in New York City Greenwich Village, Doctor Strange must act as an intermediary between the real world and what lies beyond, utilizing a vast array of metaphysical abilities and artifacts to protect the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Really, to protect the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I mean, I just copy-paste that, and I just read it for the first time. That sounds like stupid.
Well, you have to protect
the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean, we won't have any more movies if Doctor Strange isn't around.
So, origin story: he loses his hands. He hurts them very bad. He's not able to operate again. He's egocentric. What was very good played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and this is because of his experience from Sherlock. So this is, in my opinion, he was pretty good for this role. And yeah, he doesn't lose his main character, meaning that later he's good, but still he is awesome cool. Mm-hmm. Like the original. It's not a total change of personality. It's an evolution that you see really, really good, actually. After all, it feels very different than the other Marvel movies, because there is no cameo of Iron Man or mention of Captain America. It's the first time something fresh, a new start that I think we also needed after 13 movies of Marvel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't know who Doctor Strange is, and you just sit me in the cinema and I don't see the Marvel logo before, I'm not sure if it's a Marvel movie until the middle of it, when Wong says that the Avengers protect the world and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to have seen, many of the other Marvel movies to be able to sit and watch this.
Not at all.
And enjoy it. I mean, so for even for a newcomer, I mean, you can start watching Doctor Strange, and you can go back to start looking at the movies from the beginning, and you won't be off put. There won't be any spoilers. There are some Easter eggs that if you've seen the movies and if you know the stories, you'll realize. but I mean, it's a clean state. No, you can easily watch it without having watched other
Exactly.
other of the Marvel
It's the
movies.
magic, mystical Marvel movie version of Iron Man 1.
Yeah, and I think obviously they're not the same, but they wanted because due to the success of Big Mouth Tony Stark, they wanted to
Yeah.
have something similar, you know, and well, he does it pretty good. I mean, I never thought that this is a rip-off of Tony Stark. I
Not at
never
all.
thought about that.
I mean, the contracts are ending for Robert Downey Jr. and the main Avengers cast. They will have future cameos, I guess, but this is now chapter 2 of the phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and starting phase 4, there will be a new team of Avengers, and the leader probably will be Doctor Strange. And it fits because if the leader was Tony Stark before, you have like the same characters in phase 4, I guess. If Black Widow won't appear, you have Scarlet Witch. It's like a type of Black Widow, but more mutant magic whatsoever.
Much more useful.
Much more useful, actually. Yes, indeed. And what you said because of the Easter eggs, when he has the phone conversation before the accident, you thought they are mentioning roadies.
Yeah, I think
They everybody thought that until the director of the movie said no, because the movie plays a year before Civil War.
Oh wow!
Yep, because you still see in the skyline in the beginning of the movie the Avengers Towers before it was destroyed.
Okay.
So yeah.
So a mind fuck by the director, huh?
Whoa! And in the time until he came back from India meditation land, Civil War was already over, as far as I understood. So yeah, it was not Rhodes.
Okay.
Yeah, surprise!
Surprise, surprise.
What I even like more because, see, it's not that filled with those typical Easter eggs.
I wonder if they did it on purpose to screw around with
I
the
think
brains,
so.
Yeah?
There is this was not confirmed, but in Iron Man 2 there is a video from how was his name, Jason Hammer. I know the villain, the bad Tony Stark.
From Hammer Industries.
Hammer Industries, and he built his own robot suits. And there is a video that shows how a guy is in a robot suit and is going crazy, and it turns his half of the back, so the back is broken. So they think it's maybe this character, but it's not confirmed. You don't know that. But yeah, it's not that Easter egg filled actually.
No, there weren't too many. No, not too many.
I remember just now the Avengers Tower at the in the middle where they mentioned the Avengers, and then the Infinity Gem at the end. They needed to put that in for Infinity War, I guess, the next Avengers movie, and the mid-credit scene with Thor. What is actually a scene from the third Thor movie that was put in there. So this is going to be nice to see Thor with Doctor Strange and Loki and.
What are they gonna be doing on Earth?
They're searching for Odin because in Thor 2 at the end, Loki is covering to be Odin, and he put Odin to Earth. And Odin, as per set photos, Anthony Hopkins is a hobo on Earth, not knowing that he actually is Odin, and they're getting him.
Also, trusting your brother again. What is he gonna do?
What is he going to do next? It's Loki. Crazy. So, yeah, Rachel McAdams was good as nurse in the 10 minutes she was in the movie. Wong was good, played by Benedict Wong, actually. That's funny, I guess. Coincidence! And what do you think about the humor in the movie? Was it fun enough? Too much, too
it was
less, too
fun.
obvious?
It wasn't too in your face.
The only problem is like every Marvel movie for now, it's that the villain was very light. They're always doing the same, but they're saying, Marvel confirmed that they're doing this on purpose. They're focusing more on the origin story of the hero than the villain. I mean, you have in Iron Man 1, the villain is Ironmonger. It's a bigger Iron Man.
Yeah.
Thor has Loki.
Well, Loki is a big threat.
Yeah, Loki. Yeah.
I mean, he's the reason the Avengers exist, basically.
Yes, but if you see in the solo movies, the villains are always like the counterpart of the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America 2 has as a villain Bucky. Okay, it's a little bit better because it's this story that affects them both. But most of the time, it's like the bad counterpart of the hero.
But that's not deviating so far from the comic books.
No.
I
But-
mean, in Iron Man, yes, it's a little bit because I mean, who was his first arch nemesis?
The Mandarin.
The Mandarin, exactly. I mean, they saved him for the last. I don't think you can,
No, they
It
screwed the
wouldn't be a good
Mandarin.
idea to start with the Mandarin, I think. Although, unfortunately, when he did appear, it was a big fuck up, basically.
Hi, my name is Trevor. I'm an actor. Please don't kill me.
Well, I mean, oh god.
I stood up at the cinema and I was like, I'm leaving. But I remember somebody took my hand and said, sit down, we paid for it. And I'm like, God damn it, okay.
My jaw completely.
It's my job. What do you think about this issue that they have now a multiverse? I was as a DC fan, I was like shocked to hear multiverse because I know they exist in the Marvel universe also, but I am so used to hear it in a DC movie.
Well,
or
I mean, in Marvel universe, I'm pretty used to it.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
mean, Dormammu is even the Sorcerer Supreme in one of the parallel universes
I know.
he exists. I mean, your point is good and valid. It's sort of a little shame, but that you don't get a little build up on who Dormammu really is. I mean, but it's difficult to put it in a 2-hour movie.
yeah, it is. Actually.
But I mean, Dormammu is one of the most powerful beings, actually. In the multiverse.
Yeah.
I mean, when you exclude, gods, etc., he is very, very powerful and very feared. But I mean, you can't really build up on his character.
The issue is what now the fans conspirations are in the internet is that with Doctor Strange opening the portals to the multiverse, we have or Marvel has the possibilities to finally, if they get the rights, have an excuse to introduce Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Wolverine if they want, even to make a recast of Robert Downey Jr. to take a younger, Tony Stark and take them from another universe and put it in the original one. So I think it could work to milk the cow for the next 10 years just with one mention of the multiverse. If they want to, if you think it like this, I mean, in the comics we have it all the time. Maybe Tony Stark dies or Captain America dies. Oh, let's go to another universe and take him out from there.
Oh, let's bring him back, yeah. Or bring some evil version, I mean, they could do it, but
the bad clone.
For example, yeah. So I mean, I was a little disappointed about Dormammu, but
this is the issue. You have Dormammu as a cool villain, I guess, and then you have that one, Caecilius or whatever his name was, who is like the emo boy who was kicked out of school. And do you remember Karate Kid 4?
Unfortunately, a little bit, yes.
Yes, the bad guys of the school, this group of teenage boys wearing black T-shirts. I mean, the bad guys from Doctor Strange are exactly the same. The bad guys from the high school who kicked out by the ancient one.
Yeah, well, every supervillain needs someone to do their dirty work.
Yeah, basically. And Lumato didn't have the possibility to get a physical form, I guess, or get into the... Nice trivia is that Dumato's face is actually Benedict Cumberbatch in CGI. So since he doesn't need a physical form in his universe, he made it because he sees Doctor Strange, so he copies the face in this case. It's a nice little. It was Benedict Cumberbatch's idea actually.
No, that's
Quite
okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
The only thing that still, I wouldn't say exactly bothers me, but puzzles me, and I think, I mean, they should have. I think you're gonna sort of disagree because we talked about. Is I don't completely see the turning to the dark side of Baron Mordo. I don't. I mean, he's like. He's a little too fussy about everything what happened. Now suddenly I'm really pissed off with everyone. I'm going to start killing sorcerers now because, wow, they didn't do everything by the book. I mean, I think Mordo, if you're going to use him for the second Doctor Strange movie, you have to give him a little bit more character development so that you can really get into him as the villain in the second movie. I think it was just a little downplayed.
It was a quick turn at the end of the movie. Where everybody's celebrating. It's like, no, man. It's like, no, I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye. And I'm going to start killing sorcerers. Now,
Yeah.
I was completely, just an hour ago, I was really into the cause, and now I'm like, fuck it. Can't stand it anymore. Let's start killing.
The issue is that, okay, in the main movie, it was like really implied. Okay, bye. And then you said the end credit scene where he starts to kill the other sorcerer. It was a Easter egg or credit scene just for the real fans, because every time we go to a cinema, like 90% of the people leaves after the mid-credit scene or even before.
For people who are not fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know that there's something's gonna happen in the
They
credits.
think maybe it's even not important to leave. They're like, it's just a little fun Easter egg or whatsoever. So yeah, it's the after credits scene was just for the fans. So you see now Baron Mordo is actually bad because he's the main villain of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So it was fun weird at the beginning that they are BFFs.
Well, in the comics he was. I mean, at the beginning he was sort of like Doctor Strange's mentor. I mean, he was there. He was, he was more experienced, and he was a good guy. Actually.
Yeah. Actually, it was. Yeah.
But I mean, the turn. I mean, I think you can get away with Dormammu not being very developed. But I mean, if you're gonna present Mordo as your next villain, you have to. I mean, you didn't see in any moment until the end. You didn't see any like remorse on his part about the actions of the cult and their ways. He was perfectly fine, and then suddenly is like. Oh.
Well, okay, he was disappointed because the Ancient One lied to him, and it seems that everything his believings were based on are now destroyed. I think it's just a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah, and he was too nice. I mean, if he would have been a little bit more, I don't know, rebellious. Maybe they're just trying to play him as he's like really square kind of guy. And I really buy the book, and now because suddenly we bent the rules a little bit, now now I'm going to do everything, all the contrary.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in a few years how.
Yeah, because the Doctor Strange sequel will be in a future far away. Because now he will be, I think, in Thor, then he will be in Avengers, and then I think there's the next solo Doctor Strange movie, what can be 2020 actually.
Yeah.
And Benedict Cumberbatch has a very tight schedule. I'm afraid we won't see any Sherlock anymore after the next season because I don't think that he has time. He loves to play theater, what's totally fine. I love that. But he has now, I think, a commitment for 5 movies with Marvel. Forget it.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So, good movie?
Yeah,
good movie. Great. We will jump quickly to trivia, see if there's something interesting. Before becoming the Sorcerer Supreme, Stephen Strange received training at the Eastern Monastery. Benedict Cumberbatch spent his gap year volunteering as an English teacher at the Buddhist monastery in Darjeeling, India. He had stated that the experience was very profound and influential on his life. and sought to draw from his experience in preparing for the role. So yeah, he loves that stuff. He is a guy who meditates a lot, who believes in chakras, and I think
Likes the mystical stuff.
he likes the mystical stuff. So it's perfect for him. Did you know that Benedict Cumberbatch was the first choice and was offered the lead role, but had to decline at the beginning because of schedule, because of theater and setup whatsoever, and they then reached out to Joaquin Phoenix.
I know it was. He was not exactly the second choice. It's funny that the first choice was Benedict, and then it went back to him afterwards because he finally found like a slot in his tight agenda.
No, Marvel found more money, I guess.
Yeah, so that's probably a reason too. Yeah.
But then Joaquin Phoenix said no because he didn't want to commit to a 4 or 5 movie contract. And Joaquin Phoenix is getting every year more weirder, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he might look good, but Benedict Cumberbatch was really convincing, I think.
A lot more.
I love Joaquin Phoenix, but I think the Benedict Cumberbatch is, he is sort of strange. Not as in Doctor Strange. But has, his face.
Yeah.
It's not your normal kind of, structure for a face, and that makes it even cooler.
Exactly.
No?
He was because Doctor Strange isn't even portrayed as the most beautiful man in the comic books. He looks normal. He looks good, but not like, oh my god, he is so sexy whatsoever. The casting of Tilda Swinton as the Asian one was particularly controversial and drew accusations of whitewashing, what is right now a big issue in Hollywood and whatsoever.
Yeah, but Mordo, I never knew Mordo was African American.
He's white, motherfucker.
And I don't complain. Because these are one of the instances. I think there's some characters that I think you can. If you want to give some more protagonism to, say, the African American community or minorities in general, you can touch. There have to be. Mordo is important, but he doesn't have such a huge backstory that when you change the race, it really gets you pissed off. For example, when they made. The Human Torch, African American. That's too much. I think you're going too far, and that pisses me off because
it wouldn't be if it would be a good movie and a good actor. I wouldn't.
Even if it was a good movie, I wouldn't agree with it.
Okay.
My opinion is that the character of the Human Torch. It's it's too strong. It's a typical white frat brat that you hate. Who's an asshole. It's too difficult. It's too difficult to make the change. But then, for example, Nick Fury. I really loved the change, and it was great. But Nick Fury doesn't have such a strong background as certain other characters.
Yeah. But Nick Fury, actually, they asked when they created the Ultimate Universe, they asked Nick Fury if they can copy his face for the comic books. So literally, Nick Fury comic is Nick Fury's cinematic universe, and the Hoff will always be Nick Fury.
No.
In this 1990 whatsoever movie of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think they made the change. It's okay. Whitewashing. You have to be a little bit flexible on the other side. Okay. Yeah, but then you make Mordo African American, which is that's perfectly fine. But we can't make the great sorceress white because come on.
The issue that Marvel said is that the character is in the comics portrayed as a Tibetan man in the comics. However, one proposed reason for the change is that a movie featuring Tibet characters will not be acceptable in China, and which has become a very important outside market. So the deviation from the source material was probably to not hurt the movie's box office chances.
Okay.
Because they would have said, there's a Tibet man in there and I'm going to watch the movie.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And yeah, also the ancient man doesn't have to be always the same person. It's like...
I mean, that's something that's gone on for centuries, right?
Exactly. It's a spirit. It's like M or Q or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Speaking about whitewashing and changing the topic a lot, would you like to see a black James Bond?
No.
Okay, and this was our review for Two Guys with a Beard about Doctor Strange. My name is Mike. Next to me is...
Janos.
Thank you very much.